All right, joining me now from the set of the movie Shut In is Jeremy Boring, the co-founder of the Daily Wire. Jeremy, congratulations, first off, because I watched that trailer. It is scary. I'm dying to see this film. Tell me how you guys put it together and what, you guys, right-leaning conservative media group putting together a movie that really didn't seem to have much, left or right lean to it at all. It seemed like to be very entertaining.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. We're really proud of the film. It's one of the best screenplays I've ever read, written by Melanie Toast. It was on the prestigious Hollywood Blacklist, which is where our producing partner, Dallas Sonnier, found it, optioned it, set it up for a season at New Line, and then COVID knocked it out of production. We were able to reach in there and scoop it up and grab it. We couldn't be more proud of the film. It's, you say it's not particularly right-wing, and I think that that's true. I don't know the politics of the screenwriter, but I don't imagine that she's a big Daily Wire subscriber. But that's not exactly what we're going for. We're not trying to make polemics. We think that one of the problems, as you talked about earlier, Andrew Breitbart, our mentor for Ben and I, said that politics is downstream of the culture. And one of the problems when conservatives engage in the culture is it seems to be the one place we don't believe in a meritocracy. As conservatives, we believe that you should strive to be better and better and better in competition. And it should be the same with art. So we want to make art that is truly art, entertainment that is truly entertainment. And we want our movies to be defined less by what they're about and more what they aren't about, which is left-wing sucker punches and left-wing propaganda and left-wing agitation, all the things that we all are subjected to every time we sit down and engage with film or television out of Hollywood at this point. So I think if we can make really competitive, really artistic, really entertaining fare that doesn't intrude on the values of conservatives, that will be more valuable over time than trying to change the values of conservatives or treating our films like they're evangelical outreach to win people to conservatism.
Clearly, it's fantastic. I'm hoping beyond hope that the film does well because it looks intriguing, it looks thrilling. Did you get pushback though? I mean, a lot of the Hollywood and the film industry relies on unions. I guess some people had to say, did you have any problems with that?
We didn't have any problems to speak of with this film. We made a very conscious decision with our follow-up film, which will be coming out this summer, Terror on the Prairie. We made a deal with Gina Carano not long after Hollywood canceled her, after Disney canceled her from the hit show The Mandalorian. And Gina came to us and said, listen, the unions have imposed all of these very onerous COVID policies on crew who has to work on our movie. She said, I'm just not willing to subject people who are working for us, sticking their necks out to be associated with us. I'm not willing to subject them to those kinds of onerous restrictions. And we made a decision on that film not to. We made it completely outside of the Hollywood system so that we could, make sure that our crew was free.
Yeah, and so you have Gina Carano. I think it's fantastic. She's become a right-leaning darling, so to speak, on Twitter and elsewhere.
And when you see her in this film, unbelievable, her performance.
Yeah, well, she's a great actress. She was a fantastic actress in Mandalorian, and Disney seemed to cancel her because of a tweet, by the way, that they said was anti-Semitic. Meanwhile, best I know, Ben Shapiro, a good friend of mine, is Jewish, who hired Gina Carano, right?
Yeah, Gina's so anti-Semitic that, the most prominent Orthodox Jew in America was anxious and happy to get the chance to work with her. If she were really anti-Semitic, they wouldn't have canceled her. They would have just put her on 2 weeks probation.
Yeah, exactly. Final thought on the movie tonight. What are you looking for? What will success feel like tomorrow? By the way, I'm going to watch it tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for us right now at this early, we're early in our entertainment venture. Success is going to be measured just in changing the narrative. I know that when people hear the Daily Wire or any conservative company is going to get involved in entertainment, they have very low expectations. And we hope that in watching the film tonight, making the film freely available so it can have the largest audience possible, that's part of our attempt to say, this isn't what you expect. It's, we're making high quality entertainment, engrossing entertainment. The performance by Rainey Qualley in this film, absolutely riveting. DJ Caruso, a genuine top-notch Hollywood director who stepped in and, as I say, took on one of the best scripts I've ever read. So I think success will be that tomorrow people have to give us grudging respect for the fact that we're serious about this entertainment venture.
Right. Well, listen, we'll bring you back, and we'll love to talk to Gina at some point as well for her upcoming venture. Jeremy Boring, Daily Wire, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Eric.